Hello, everybody. I'm John Zidar, aka the Stocks Wizard, and today we have our new co-host, Taylor. You know her; she's been here many times, but now that Lily's gone, this is our girl. How you doing, Taylor?
I'm doing great. How are you?
You
Been a
look
long
good.
day.
She didn't get it. It's all right. Anyways, we are here every Thursday, folks, at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to talk to you about stocks you're interested in. All week, I'm showing you stocks I'm interested in or stocks I think people are interested in, but this is where you get to tell me directly. So thanks for showing up. We didn't have as many jump in here first thing today, which is okay. It's all right. I do have backups. I always have stuff to share with you just in case we aren't getting a lot of people in. I do see Velmore is here. Hello, Velmore. I don't think you've missed a show since I've been here. Jerome Horace, where did your comment go, buddy? I saw it early today, really early. You know what? I just remembered. Oh my God, I forgot to spread my link out today. Maybe that's why most people aren't here. Oh, shame on me. Oh, I am so sorry about that. Stuff happens. Well, Jerome, Horace, your comment went somewhere, but I did see what you were asking to see, and I put that ticker up, and that is going to be one of the first tickers we look at. Got your Xerify, Belmore. Been a lot of talk about Xerify here recently. And Thebes 1, Cavo Gogers. Yeah, you're bringing us 3. You knew it was going to be a slow day. Just sneaking them in there, aren't you? Good to see you, pal. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump on into this. I've got my screen all set up here. Look at that. I don't even have to blind you. So I'm going to start. Let me see. The first one we were supposed to look at today was this one right here. This is 22nd Century Group. Now, I think we looked at this 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. This is a company that makes a low nicotine cigarette. I think it's like 99.5% nicotine free, which in my personal opinion is the stupidest product ever invented. I mean, I smoked for decades, literally, and I smoked because the nicotine had me in a chokehold. I hated cigarettes. They stunk. They were dirty. They made me smell bad. They had ashes and burned my clothes. Why would I smoke a cigarette if I wasn't hooked to them? And it's the tobacco, the cigarette itself with all the tar and ash that causes us cancer, not the nicotine. I just have my nicotine now. I got rid of everything that's bad and kept this. Nicotine has never been proved to cause any detrimental health. Matter of fact, outside of overdose, you can die from it. But actually, your body runs better on it. If you take in small tokes, it exhilarates you. If you take in big tokes, it calms you down. It's not a bad thing. But that's their product, and they're making money selling it, and they're spreading it around the country right now. They've got 114 issued patents and 38 more patents. So they're protecting their market. They think it's worth something. So what did I find here for the company since you gave me some time, Horace? June 30th, the company did a reverse split, or that was just a little bit ago. Actually, it wasn't June 30th. It was July 5th. It was June 30th. They voted on it. 5 days later, it was done. A 1-in-15 reverse split. And then they had a securities purchase agreement. Big investors came in, invested $3 million, and they bought an aggregate of about 750 million shares and 1.5 million warrants, which isn't much. 3.5, 5 years down the road, those warrants most likely are going to be converted into shares, which is a dilution, but it's a stayed off dilution. It's down the road for a while. Anything else we had here? Yeah, there wasn't much news over here at the OTC market for it. So I ran over here to Google. Well, I see that they just gained compliance with NASDAQ. I'm not quite sure what the problem was. Maybe it was being under $1. Let's see. I don't know. At $3.69, they've also started pushing their products in Montana and in California. This is just within the last 3 days. So they're getting more and more people to smoke their nicotine-free cigarettes. I don't know why people would do that when there's all these different vape products out there. Nevertheless, that is what's going on. Taking a look at those financials for the company, They're making money doing it. From 21 to 2022, they doubled from $30 million to $62 million. We got 3 zeros up there. Quarterly, they're doing roughly $20 million every 3 months. That's like $7 million a month selling cigarettes that have no nicotine in it. They voluntarily want to smoke these things. Well, let's see what we have over here for relative volume. Is there any interest? Bloody hell, yes. She went from 400,000 to 6.6 million today. What was there any actual news today? I mean, I'm not sure that anything happened today. Yes, there was. Today was the day they got compliance. Today, that's a big thing in our market. Once you slip down that hill, it is a slippery hope to a ledge. Slippery hope. Slippery hope is right. Slippery slope. Stocks are falling left and right, lower and lower right now. Disclosures is our last area to take a look at. We've got an 8K here that came out about 2 weeks ago. This is that securities agreement that I've already showed you. So that's what's going on with the company. They're making money selling a product I don't believe in. I would never buy it, but a lot of people are. $7 million worth a month, and business is growing. So why don't we take a look at that chart now? And I've got to do this work. I remember. There you go. Oh, I think Taylor clicked us off by accident. Thinking, you still there, Taylor? Okay, she may pop back in here. Taylor hasn't got an account with us yet. She's coming in as a guest, and she hasn't got any control of the buttons. Lily had full control, so she was bouncing us back and forth. So I'm sure Taylor just made a mistake here, and she will be back shortly. So since she's got a chart up, I can't do anything with that chart. So until she pops back in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my chart, my present bar. I'm going to turn her off. It's all here. We'll work this out, folks. All right, I'm going to pull up my chart, and we'll do my charts until she gets back. Close that pop-up. Oh, my God. Now I'm stuck. Uh-oh. There we go. God almighty. All right, share screen. We are going to go over here to my charts. Yep. All right. I do believe you can see that now. Yes, you can. All right. So what are we looking at? I forgot the ticker. We were looking at XXI. So let's pull this up, get all of this out of our way. I look at a lot when I am trading. XXI. I do believe she had a very good day. Oh, I'm liking that chart. That is a sweet atypical breakout chart here, folks. We've got a 200-day SMA coming down like a ski slope. Now, you may see a break through it, but think of this as an icy hill. Anybody jumps up on that icy hill, what's going to happen? They're going to slide downhill, and they may stumble and fall and come down here and really come barreling down. What I look for is this to come into the parking lot, for that to get level, and you get this. Now, if you see a nice breakout over here, one that goes way up, comes back down, and lands where it started, that is a directional indicator. It's telling you, I'm looking for an opportunity. But we got a nice one here. She jumped here from $2.75 and went all the way up to $3.78. Look at your oscillators. All of them are pointing up. You can't lose if your oscillators are pointing up. And our RSI is clear up at 74 right now. Our 200-day haul is curving up. Here comes our 50-day SMA underneath the 200. When that crosses, that is called a golden cross. It's one of the strongest technical signs on the charts. Now, just to get a look at that 4-hour chart, which is where I would have been looking for, she is breaking out over the 50 right now. Now, think about that. Your 4-hour chart, your 1-hour chart, that is 4 times. So a 50 is 4 times the 200. So if you're on your 1-hour chart, seeing it breaking out over the 200, well, on the 4-hour chart, it's going to be breaking out over the 50. And that is looking sweet. And everything is looking good here. Look at how long that MACD had been climbing and finally broke over. Hey, welcome back. Don't mind us. We're doing a little bit of charting here, but I'll let you take over on the next one.
Okay. Now you added me. I was like, you have to add me because I don't know what to do.
I didn't add you. I don't know how you got in.
No, I came back with the link because my computer died. It just stopped working.
Sorry to hear
It's
that.
fine now. Yeah, and then I came back in, and now here we are. Sorry about that, everybody. What are we looking at?
We are finishing up looking at XXI.
Okay, well, I'll do the next one. I got the tab queued up.
Sounds good.
Sorry about that, everybody.
We've got a nice climb on our 5-day. Actually got 6 days here. Yeah, she had a low bubble in this corner of 219 and a high bubble in that corner. That's a perfect chart right there when you have a low in this corner and a high in that corner. And that's a $4 pop she got to here. She has been riding on that 200-day SMA. She kicked herself up to the 50-day SMA, left that, and she's riding that 9-day escalator all the way up. Now, when you start to get far away on the 9-day, you've got to expect the rubber band to come back. And that's all it did. Just came back to the 20, didn't even come back to the 50. That shows how light the price is. So we've got a nice run going here. The news today, just being compliant, getting back in the graces of the NASDAQ. Thank God. So everything is looking good with this company. Doesn't matter what I think of their product. It looks as though people want to smoke and they don't want the nicotine. I don't get it. In either case, revenues are growing. They're spreading their product out around the country. Charts are growing. It is looking good. I see a nice trend going here. She's breaking out on every single chart. She's definitely worth keeping on your watch list. That's about all I can say about her. She's not looking bad. All right, let's jump on back to, I'm not used to bouncing like this. Let's get on back here to, there's Taylor again, and I'll get back to my information screen. There we go.
Yep,
We're going to jump into the second one. This was Belmore's. Belmore brought us a nice one. Let me get over here and close this out and open up Zerify. Zerify. For the life of me, I cannot remember what the name of this company used to be.
ZRFY. Okay.
Yes, ZRFY. I did an interview with the CEO or the CFO, can't remember which it was, about a year and a half ago. That was not the name of the company then. And I was really sold on them. They're a lot like Zoom. They work with conference calling, video conference calling, but they're better. They have got all of this fancy technology to make themselves secure, and they just keep getting better. The information I was able to dig up on this, they are offering almost 1 billion shares on the market, but it's not a public offering. We're not putting more shares on the market. We have 7 shareholders that own a lot of shares that want to sell their shares, and they're putting those on the market. That's where those shares are coming from. So they're just being recycled right now. But you got to ask yourself, why? Why are the insiders, the biggest shareholders, selling their shares? I don't know. I'm just saying it's a legitimate question to ask. Next piece of information we got here comes from a news press that came out today. Zerify signs multi-million-dollar license agreement for its secure video conferencing services. The signing of the multi-million-dollar licensing agreement was with a prominent unnamed industry leader. I find that's usually the case whenever you're dealing with a security product, any kind. They normally don't name the company. They don't want you to know who wants to be secure. Maybe that's part of their security. The agreement stipulates that Zerify is going to receive a minimum of $600,000 to $900,000 a year for the next 5 years, totaling $3 million to $4.5 million. And they've got more information here. And I do believe that's all the information I have on them. Let's see what the relative volume was. Wow. Ooh, what a jump. Now I'm going to refresh this page because I want to see what the share volume was today on the OTC market. This is a pink. We had 3.8 billion shares. 18 months ago, we were doing 70 billion shares. But we've been down here for a very long time. Dollar volume is super duper low. Trades are super low. It's pathetic. Pathetic. But she got 64 million of that 3.8 billion. There's 12,300 shares fighting for that volume right now. And she got 64 million of it. Normally only getting 10 million. That's a lot of extra attention. Share structure. Oh, God, that's a lot of shares. 1.4 billion in the float. I'm presuming that's right. They've got 1.4 billion outstanding. Looks like they've got 64 million for the insiders. So this is the inside management. Those big shareholders weren't insiders, they're just big shareholders. Let's see what we got for disclosures over here. Anything we need to pop our head in on? I think we already looked at that 8K. And we got an S1 here. What was this for? I think that's the shares. Yeah, that is the share information. So that's what you got going on here. A lot of interest. Huge. 650% more volume today than her average day, which tells you a lot of people are watching it. Problem is, you like to think that trend is going to continue, but in our market, in this sentiment market, nothing is holding on. Growth isn't being maintained. Even steady growth keeps coming back down. It's a sad market right now. And I hate to tell everybody, take your gains when you see them, but it is the wisest thing I can say right now at this point in time. All right, Taylor, since you're here, let's make use of you. Show us that chart and I will bring you over. There you go.
Okay, I was just making sure you added the right chart because I had two different tabs open. Okay, so I'm starting out looking at the daily chart here. And as you were mentioning, there was a huge spike in volume today. Before that, I went back through here, you know, they'll file like an earnings report. There's not a lot of real information, but TradingView, you know, if there is information, they will give it. I was looking for maybe a split or reverse split, something like that. I don't see that. But as you can see, it's pretty clear that ever since the end of last year, there's been a lot more volume than, you know, relative to what it was before. And especially this last, you know, end of June into July. From that, we can see just the daily chart, we're following these. This is the white one is the 9 EMA. You can just see we're following this all the way down until we get to here and we have a gap up. So we gapped completely up from that. So, you know, popped up here and we did close green. That is a relative to all this, except for, you know, the exception of here. And there's a couple other really big red candles. This must have been some kind of catalyst or something. This is a pretty substantial candle. And, you know, we're starting, and the low today was 0021 all the way up to 0037. So that's about what, a 50% move or so. So
Yeah.
almost 100%. So 50, I think 50%. Yeah, something like that, give or take. But that's a very substantial move. But the only thing that I'm worried about here, even on a stock like this, I always am mindful of the gaps. So what I will do is I will come over here and I will make a note of this, that we have a gap up. Okay, so from here to here, that will eventually fill. Okay, so once everything calms down, I do think we will come back down here and retest where it opened the day before. So it will fill that gap and then it could continue on. But right now the EMAs are still lined up as a bearish. We need to see some crossing over until I can, you know, definitely say that this would be, you know, turning bullish. But this is a great sign, a great start for sure.
Yeah, that last bar there, when I see a bar go through the strong SMA with a very long wick and come right back to where it started from, to me, that's just cracking the ice. That was the first move. When the SMA is strong, to me, it's like, now you got to pay attention. It's already showing you what it wants to do. It's looking for an opportunity. That, to me, is knocking on the door right now.
Yeah, and actually, this was the day before on the 4-hour chart. We did have a crossover. This is the 9 and 21 EMA crossover. So we did have that crossover. So there you go. Then the very next 4-hour candle, boom. And then right here, I could potentially see, you know, bull flag pennant up here. We could go higher. I mean, I do think we will fill that gap though. So we'll just be mindful of that. But this looks great. Love the volume. All the oscillators are saying, yep, that's good. But I'm not seeing a lot more information. I went through and was trying to find some more information on this, but that's what I got. Hope that helps.
All right, let me bounce over here. All right, so we are now looking at Thebes. You've got three of them there, and it looks like we're not going to be able to get to all three because we got people coming in. I love to see you. Kashira, Larry Tate. Haven't seen you for a while, Larry. Bold 10, there's a new name. Oh, look at Kashira throwing tickers in. She's getting excited. There you are, Jerome. Yes, I did get your D-lock from your first post. As a matter of fact, that is the next one we're doing. You're just in time, Jerome. I was going to jump into Cabo. I'm going to get that. But Jerome is back, and I got his all set up here. Even have it highlighted. That tells you he was early. If you see highlighted, it means I've had time to get to it. D-Lock Digital Locations on the pink tier. She is a shell risk. That means she's in business, but she's not making any money. We don't like to see that. She's at a real low price, 00, 22, but she had almost 11% gains today. Digital Locations is a developer of cell tower sites for 5G revolution. Now, unlike all the other cell towers that they put up, if they're going to be putting up cell towers for 5G, they're going to need 10 times, 100 times more than they have of any other tower because 5G moves dense information and it can't move far. You got to get the towers together close, and I mean close. So I don't know how many 5G towers. Normally they're just putting them on telephone poles, buildings, structures already up because we need a lot of them. I'm telling you, a lot of them. So that's what they are doing. What information was I able to locate here? Oh, they had news come out today. Digital Location reveals technology development plan for connecting smartphones to satellites. The company's technology team at Florida International University is focused initially on solving the user device side challenges to enable high-speed internet. And you got a lot of companies out there working with what they call low Earth orbit, LEO. These are satellites that are way closer to the Earth, and we can actually send signals up to them and have them bounce back and get that information without a long wait time. The latency is much better. We can't use satellites because you're waiting a while to get your information if you're on a phone. Well, the problem is we got lots of companies that are doing this. Ask Space Mobile, Link, T-Mobile, Space Link, and I know of other companies we've talked about. Problem is, and I wasn't aware of this, nobody has internet service yet. I did not know that. All you can do is phone calls and text messages. That's it. Nobody's broke the egg on how to get the internet up to the satellite and back down to your phone. We haven't been able to do that yet. That's going to be big. You're going to be able to get the internet out in the middle of the desert, out in the middle of the ocean. You're going to be able to get it without having it in your home. You can just have it on your phone. You don't have to have the service. And it's going to be like $7 a month worldwide, wherever you go, $7 a month. I love it. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to crack that. And they tell us down here, the problem is that the antennas on the phone, they know what the problem is. The antennas just can't grab enough information that is coming so far away. It's too thin to grab. So they got to figure out how to get that information in using these phones. Anything else I found? That is all the information I found. Let's take a look over at the, of course you got 8Ks. We got, I like 8Ks.
What's the ticker?
This is D-Lock. D-L-O-C. Okay. Amendments to incorporate bylaws. I normally don't pay much attention. There may be something interesting there. I may learn one day I've been passing up something I should have been paying attention to. What was the relative volume? Lost half, virtually half. Went from 46 million down to 23 million. But she was up 11% today. That's interesting. And share structure for the company. Not great. Looks like we're at somewhere near 700 million shares. So close to 750 million shares in it. All right, let's take a look at that chart now. I was going to call you Lily. Old habits. If I do that, don't slap me. Promise, Taylor?
Oh, no, it's fine. So you got to pop the chart on first of all.
I'm there, baby.
Okay. I've got like 3 different screens on. Sorry, I'm having a hard time today. Okay, so there's something interesting here. I started off on the weekly chart just to see where we were and how long, what's been going on for the last several years or so. And it looks like we found a bottom on this. Okay, so this is the weekly. and now we've got all this volume coming in, but look how far away. Let's see, where was it? This was funny. Oh, there's the 200 MA on the weekly. We're
It's a
really
meteor.
far away from that. But, you know,
That
so
tells
I
you how
think,
high it was back whenever.
yeah. So if we zoom way out, we can see like what, and I haven't seen any splits or anything. Like look at this. This is crazy. Over $1. I don't even shoot. Who knows? Look, oh my God. Okay, so anyway, I'm not gonna. That's silly, but it looks like we found a bottom though, because it looks like we've got some good support, and we've had some volume come in recently. Let's go to the daily. You can usually get more information on that. So here's what the daily looks like. Really nice. So starting like this is the 8th of June, starting the 8th of June, we started getting an increase in volume. And you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 golden crosses all over the place. So this is looking really nice, in my opinion. I mean, we found some support right here around the 0004 area, and now we're at 0022. So, I mean, do the math there. That's a huge percentage increase. We lost a 0. That's amazing.
1,000% for every 0, 10,000 for 2 zeros.
That's amazing. So I think we found the bottom here at 000, maybe 0003, 0004. Now we're at 002, 2-ish.
Looks like a breakout to me.
Oh, heck yeah. So yeah, I mean, we've got all kinds of golden crosses. These EMAs are now lined up on the daily chart. We've got the 9, the 21, the 50, and then the 200. So this looks really nice, really bullish. We've got some good volume coming in. I mean,
Nice
we did have
find,
that
bro.
one spike, but it's still pretty good relative to what it was, you know, at the beginning of this year. But I'm not
on your
seeing
watch
any
list
extra
and keep an eye
information.
on it. I definitely just watch it. If you're not interested in buying it right now, you know, a lot of people say, well, it's already broke out. Well, that doesn't mean it's done climbing. I
Oh
mean,
no,
once it breaks out, if the company has value, it could just keep climbing. Of course, it's going to dip, and those are your buying opportunities. That's why we look at the big 4 1-hour picture. You can see on the 5-minute, you're panicking. Oh, it's falling. You run over
there were plenty of dips too.
Yeah, and look at it, it's bouncing on the 50. So as long as it's bouncing
all
off
over
of
the
a
place.
strong one, it ain't gonna break that. If it's bouncing over and over, looking good.
Yeah, this is a beautiful chart. I mean, there's lots of balance points, lots of support. So, I mean, you could definitely get in on these dips. I mean, to say that this is done breaking out and running, no, I see continuation for sure. This is looking really bullish to me. Like it, like the chart.
All right, we're going to jump on to the next one because we are falling behind, and I'm sorry.
Sorry, I know I'm talking a lot.
It's easy to do when you find a hot chart. It's the charts that are doing nothing. It's like I can't find anything to say about it. All right, so now we're back to me. Now we're going to look at Cavo, and I'm glad I got some time. You know, I was going to miss something. I didn't have anything prepared. We were just going to jump into it. So first thing I'm doing is I'm looking for catalysts. I come over here, and this is old news. First thing you want to do is make sure that you're looking at current news. Nothing worse than getting all excited or depressed over old news. So that's 2021. Down here is 2023. They have just gotten onto a research group, somebody who analyzes the company unbiasedly and tells you what they're about. That's great. Well, I didn't realize when you jump into this, it actually takes you. Now, I was hoping it was in here, the price target. That's what these guys are good for. They give you an honest, fair price target. They have no investment in the company. Literally, they don't invest in them. That's how they're unbiased. But they got a link right here. All you got to do is click that link. It brings you to his report. Tells you everything about this company. So you want to know? Bingo, right there. Well, right here is the price target. That's what I was looking for. We are initiating coverage on Cavo Brands Innovations Group with a rating of a strong buy and a 12-month price target of $2.67 per share. Now, that doesn't mean at this very moment it's worth $2.67, but they see the value that it could potentially get there anytime in the next 12 months. So we've got a price here compared to 69 cents. So you're looking at a $2 rise that this unbiased analyst sees in this company. Was there any other news there that we could take advantage of? Well, that's all the way back in June. Calvio Brands launches distribution of BD Stick in over 900 Quick Trip MAPCO lotions. I'm not sure what a BD stick is. I'm sure I don't know. I used to smoke BD sticks. They were like these cigarettes that were rolled up with a special leaf that came from India. But I'm not thinking that's what these are. So you jump in there, you may find out what it is. But they've got this in Circle K. Now, these are big deals. I've heard of Quick. I've never heard of MAPCO. I've definitely heard of Circle K. God, they're everywhere. So at least they've got some huge contracts, which means they should have some good revenues. Oh, God. They dropped. They've been dropping 64 million, 58 million, 12 million. That is a serious drop in 2022. And, well, maybe they've hit their bottom. 38, 3, 2, 5, coming back up to 3. But they're still losing money. They weren't losing any money back here. And now they're losing money. That's a little concerning. Taking a quick look at her asset page. 3.6 million in the bank, 12.4 million in assets, 2.6 in liabilities. So they're 10 million ahead of the game here. Revenues are falling. Some more information will help us figure out what's going on there. Nothing new here. We've got one way back about a month and a half ago, an 8K. Press release is what they're telling us, and it's about their financial results. And yeah, they've got a lot of information here. They're shipping a lot of those BD products to over 1,000 Circle K stores. So they're doing business. I like to see that. I like to see big names thrown around. The more big names you see with the company, the more you can trust that company. Circle K isn't going to get involved with some jerk around company. They're going to get with people that can build their business securely. What was the relative volume around Cabo? She too lost about half her volume. She went from 62,000, which isn't very much, down to 33,000. All right, let's see what that looks like on the chart. She had a little bit of a drop today, about 4%. There you go. You're all good, Taylor.
This is the daily chart here. Now it looks like to me that let's see, is that the 50? That's the 50. Yeah, the 50 EMA is really key here. I mean, we've got support here and here. I think if we break this, we could go bearish, but relative to other earnings reports, when this E is here on TradingView, that means they've released some kind of report. There's usually a bigger spike in volume. People get interested. There was some here. This looks very scary, but that doesn't mean that they are going under or anything. That's just what their earnings were estimated to be and what they reported. So 600% to the negative sounds terrible, but it's just the number. Don't worry about that.
But if you're playing the technicals, that is looking like it's ready to break out. It's had that.
It is. It looks really good.
It looks wonderful. This is one I'd talk about in my video.
Yeah, because it did break out, and it's just coming back and it's retesting a couple of times. That's all it's really doing. It's ready to come back up. I don't see this thing dumping off. I mean, nope. I'm definitely liking the way this looks. People are, it already broke out. Well, here's your pullback right here. Retest here, retest here. It could absolutely keep going. The volume's still good.
The flatter that 200 gets, the easier it is for the price to get off. It was a little steep right there, but it showed you I want to go. I just can't yet. It's too steep. But right now she's going flat. I keep my eye on this tomorrow. She gets a bounce. She could easily break it. And if it's timed with a piece of news, oh, how sweet that'll be. All right. I think, do you have any more that you wanted to say about this, or can we jump into the next one?
You could jump into something else. I know I could talk for a long time on chart. So go ahead.
Yeah. Bottom line is this is setting up. This is a perfect setup. It is looking great. We've got news. We've got a coverage. We've got a price target now ahead of the price by $2. Not to say it can go there, but anything over where we're at now is good.
Yeah, look at that 4-hour with the Hikanashi candles. Look how flat this 200 MA is. This looks beautiful.
Bouncing right on it.
It's perfect. This looks great right here. This is the 4-hour with Hikanashi. There you go.
All right, we're going to take a look now at, let me see, did I bring you up here? I did. Yes, Tate. Tate wants to look at one we really don't need to look at. This is LTNC. It is on the expert market. Labor Smart. You can see we don't have a price here because you can't buy it. You can't sell it. You go to the expert market when you are late on your financial filings. When you get too late, they give you a grace period. It shows up down here. It says grace period, but it doesn't give you any information. You come over here to quote, click quote, and right up under here, proprietary quote eligibility, it will say grace period. Last day on the OTC, and it puts the date right there. And they will be gone if they don't get their financials in. So we have to be concerned with looking at the financials, because once they get them caught up, they're back on the market. And if you're invested in this company right now, you're in limbo with them. Now, the truth of the matter is the shares cannot be bought or sold while they're down there, but they will allow you an emergency exit. If you want to sell, they'll let you sell. But in many cases, you'll find that the price is below 0001, and you didn't buy it that low. So you're going to take one hell of a loss. It isn't even worth it. You're going to be selling your $500 for 8 cents. You're not going to be happy. Now, I do know of one site you could check into this called Trading Aries. Trading Aries is a brand new broker out there. They're not big. They're not huge. But I've talked to them personally, and they say that they will enter our orders for the expert market. It is not illegal to buy expert market. It's just that the brokers have the choice to publish it or not. Brokers don't want to publish. Trading Aries says they will. So if you're in LTNC and you bought it at, I don't know, let's just say 10 cents, and it fell down to 501. 501 for $100, you can buy 100 million shares, and you can average down big time. And when it comes back on the market, what normally happens, they first got to get it to 0001. So that's where it's going to come. So if you bought at 505 and it comes to 0001, you just made $10,000 on your $100 bill. When it comes back on the market, experts jump, normally back to the price they were at. Well, my God, if you bought it at 10 cents and it fell down to 501 and you went up, you're a millionaire. I'm not lying. You're a millionaire. So check with Trading Aries. I think they are taking experts. Liquidity is bad, but they do buy and sell. Who's doing it? The brokers and the marketers behind the scenes. But if you can get in there, if somebody will give you a back pass, you could end up with a lot of shares for really, really cheap. All right. There's really not much more you can say about this, and I don't think it's worth looking at the chart. I don't know how long she's been on the expert, but you can't buy her, you can't sell her.
Yeah,
and
there's not much to see on the chart, so you're not missing anything.
And looking at the disclosures, I don't see anything here. The last one they filed, were not filing our 10K. They called it an NTN back in 2016. So they haven't filed any filings for 8 years, 9 years. What are the chances they're going to catch up? This is one of those things that ends up getting lost forever and ever unless a custodian appointed by a court comes out and says, I'm going to save that company. I'm going to pull it off the expert market. I'm going to take care of all those filings, all the dirty laundry. I'm going to get it pink and clean back on the market. That's what Karen Courier does. That's what Alpha, somebody or other. And then they go looking for a merger deal. And they get a commission for doing all that work. It's not their company. They're just a custodian. And then they step aside and the new business takes over. That's the only hope we have. They either catch up or someone takes care of it. All right. No need to look at that one. Let's take a look at RBT. This comes from Bold 10. Bold 10, never seen your name here before. Let's see what you bring us. I'm always curious to see what people like to share. What was that ticker again? Let's see, that was RBT. You think I could remember 3 letters? RBT. This is Rubicon Technologies. I do believe this is a cannabis company. I may be wrong, but I've been following cannabis for many, many years. I've had to step aside because it's not been real exciting. So let's see. The first thing, see what we're dealing with here. We'll jump into the news, get our catalyst and our description. Rubicon announces new multi-year agreement with Artisan Floors. Well, that's not too far back. That it's at the end of June. Coming down to their description, Rubicon is a digital marketplace for waste and recycling. No, not cannabis, not even close, and a provider of innovative software-based products for business and governments worldwide. All right, they're working with waste. That's a sector that's never going to die off. As a matter of fact, I'm sure it's growing every single day. Was there any other news there we could take advantage of? Rubicon Technology provides update on enhanced liquidity and progress of strategic plan. That would be the news press you'd want to jump into. That's going to probably give you a lot more information. Rubicon reaches milestone. The company's smart city technology has been deployed in more than 100 cities. Well, that's pretty exciting right there. So they're doing more than just working with garbage. Let's see what their disclosures have. Anything over here? We've got an investor. An SC13G, 13B tells you somebody's come in. Oh, this is nice. Palantir Technologies. If memory serves, this company's on the market. I do believe this is a public company. They have invested into this company and bought 14.5 million shares and now own 6.2% of this company. Anything else there? We got a Form 4. That means insiders are either getting some or getting rid of shares. Doesn't look like they bought or sold. It's some administrative thing here. Let's see what the relative volume around it was. Wow, nice jump. Going from 2.5 million to 13.8 million. There was a lot of excitement around this company today. Share structure, please be nice. Not bad. I don't know what the float is, but it's under 76 million. So that's not bad. She had a 31% gain today. She is on the New York Stock Exchange, and being under $1, we need to go through those 8Ks. Sometimes it's a 6K, but you got to see if NASDAQ has reached out to them. If you don't want to go through all the filings, this would be one of those times you'd want to run over to Google and just put in Rubicon NASDAQ notice. Those keywords, it'll bring it up a lot faster than going through, 10 or 28 Ks because you don't know which one it is. So that we have to be concerned with. But we can normally figure this out by looking at the chart. Normally, they'll give you 6 months to be under $1, but we've seen on this show 30 days sometimes, just 30 days, and the NASDAQ is saying, that's it. You can't be under $1 no longer. Get it up or else you're going down to the OTC. And they mean get it up over $1, close for 10 days straight. You do that, you're good. But if you do 9 days straight and then go under $1 close, you got to start all over again. So let's take a look at that chart for RBT. That is your Q, Taylor. I'm trying.
Yep.
There you go.
So I just wanted to see how long we've been on. This chart's been, this ticker's been trading for. It's got listed on in December of 2021. So relatively new. So the chart itself, this is the daily chart, like I always start at. We were way up here in the $10 range. Totally has fallen since then. I'm not seeing any splits, reverse splits, anything like that. I'm seeing a giant spike in volume over the last few days, starting like Monday, Tuesday. So this was really, really great. Had a really great report that just came out. That came out, in May. So that's pretty recent. So that probably helped. Also, we're getting close to the 200, not quite. So that's telling me we've got more room to run here. So we also have a golden cross right here, and we're just about to have another one right there.
Is that your 4-hour chart?
This is the daily. So I can go to the 4-hour. 4 hours looking extremely bullish. So we got how many? 1, 2.
Oh, yeah. Look at that 50-day about ready to cut through.
Right. So,
sweet.
I mean, yeah.
And the volume has picked up over the last 3 days.
I mean, we really couldn't predict when it was going to happen, but like, we're just following all these EMAs that are very, very, very close to each other
Yep.
because it was trading in such a small range for a long time. And then we just started breaking out. And, like you were saying, oh, it's too late. It's too late. Well, no, it's not. Because look, it came back down here, retested on this 200, and then broke right back out and is still going. Oh, so this chart looks beautiful to me. I know it's trying to get back to over $1, you said, right? When it
Yeah.
only has a little bit of time to do that.
Well, we don't know. We haven't found
Oh,
that
okay.
form, so we don't know if they've actually been warned yet. But the chart looks like it's been down under $1 for a while.
Oh, yeah, a long while. I think the last time it saw over $1 was around here. That was, well, no, that was in March. So
All
not
right.
too long.
Right.
March of
I
this
mean,
year.
they're close to the edge. You don't ever want to see it, and that's the problem. But as long as she keeps going up, and I think, was it, it seems to me, maybe it wasn't this one because I looked at a couple stocks today, and there was a stock that just got a late notice that they had to get the price over $1. And as soon as that happened, the CEO came out and made a small purchase. It was only 1,500 shares, but he bought them and he pushed the price up. And it's like, there you go. That's what we're talking about. You got to help your own company out. It's not manipulation if you're doing it out there in front of everybody. Plus, they put a Form 4 out so everybody knows what you did.
Yeah, last time we saw $1 was 15th of March of this year. So 5 months, 4
That's
months,
a
4
long
months.
time.
It's been 4 months, a little over 4 months
So we
since
do
it's
have to
seen
be
$1.
concerned about it. But
It
again,
got close though. Got close in May at 83 cents, and it's trying to do it again now. It's at 77 cents, or the high today was no, it's at 77 cents now. It got up to almost 79 cents today, for today's high. So, it's getting there, considering the relative low was 25 cents. Yeah. So there you go.
all right.
You could see a comeback on this one.
Jumping on to the next one here from Kashira. She wants to look at GEGI. We talk about this one a lot. This is the glider. That's what you're seeing in the picture there. They have created this vehicle. They've changed their website. They've changed it. Basically, what you've got is you have got a vehicle that is part car, part train. And these two pieces hook up and they grab this thing and they take it down the road. And then when they get to the tracks, they pull up their tires, put down the railroad wheels, and they drive on that. And this is how they're moving stuff. This is what they're planning on doing. And this is all electric. Well, they have had a lot of news coming out. First, they've got two companies. I believe one's in Oregon, one's in Washington. They're both up in that area of the country that are allowing them to use their properties, their estates, to work on their products. They have railways there, they have roads there, and one of those companies is buying their products. Then they had news come out that California sets laws now about any more diesel trucks being bought. It's got to get less and less, and they got to convert to something else. And the problem is if they go to electric trucks, not hydrogen, but electric semis, they can't carry the load that they need for the power they get. It's not efficient. These things can carry 4 to 5 times more load because they're on the railroad and the trucks can handle it. Well, here today, they just had another piece of news come out. They've been incorporating a lot of new things into this glider. Last time we read, they incorporated a gadget that reads the railroad track to make sure it's safe. It's gauging it as they go along, which has been done pretty much by people walking next to the railroad tracks with tape measures. I don't know why they don't have them on trains. Now they've got this. Genesis Electronics subsidiary Glide partners with Censored Technologies, Inc. to bring the new era of digital anti-theft technology to the shipment of cargo and freight. Don't know what it's all about, but it's new technology that's going to protect people as this thing, because there's nobody with the freight, right? It's not a truck. It's not a train being driven by anybody. It is on its own. So you don't want anybody hijacking it. So they've got some sort of technology now. What are the share structure on this? You'd think I'd remember this. This is the only thing I don't like about it. They've got 1.3 billion shares. And to tell you the truth, folks, as soon as I've been seeing companies down here on the OTC market catching momentum, starting to run, looking good, we're getting excited about it. Well, so does the company. And the first thing they do is take advantage of the prices, and they do a reverse split. I don't know why. That definitely takes all the wind out of the sails, and the price comes right back down. Even though they pushed it all the way up, you just pissed everybody off, and the price comes right back down again, and it's worse off than it was before. So that, honestly, that scares me. That is the worst thing about all of this. She did 48 million today, normally doing 59 million, and she lost almost 9%. Really cheap, 00395. And I hate seeing all those extra digits behind that 3 because you got to bid those up. It makes it tough to get a price. The more digits you see behind the main one, the harder it is to push that price up. What do we got over here for disclosures? Have they dropped anything new? No, not for a long time. Basically, I do believe that's all the information. So let's take a look at that chart. I will get you there in a hurry. Hello. Can't hear you.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm here.
We hear you now.
I'm here. I was talking away.
We're going to put you on the screen. That keeps you in touch. Yeah.
So, it consolidated for a really long time before something happened, and none of these I've been trying to look for news, financials, any kind of trading views, usually really good about information, did not see anything. So there was some kind of catalyst that happened near the end of May, because that's when we started to get this run up, and it followed this 9 EMA all the way up to here. The others followed as well. Now see, this cross, maybe it's saying that this is kind of bearish, but it is showing support. There was support here. It did try to fall, but there's still support here. So I think the next level would probably be right here. That's the 50. But you can see how flat the 200 is now, like we were saying before, and we are above that. So that's really interesting.
What time frame are you on, Taylor?
This is the daily.
Pull back to the 4 hour.
Here's 4 hour.
Always want to see the 4 hour, because we want to see what direction it's going. Just because it's inside the city going left and right and turning around corners, that doesn't tell me where it's going. So I need that big picture. That tells me if it's just bouncing or if it's actually climbing. That's climbing. It's bouncing and climbing.
Yeah, it's climbing. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we can. I think it's just it's climbing really well, because it's coming up. It's got a lot of healthy pullbacks with some support, and then it just keeps on going. This
it's bouncing. I take it that yellow one is your 50-day SMA.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. So it came down and went under it like a rubber ball, but it came right back up, and it's settling, just getting its position. I think GEGI has a lot of followers. It's got a lot of attention. They got a lot of potential. They're at a meeting right now, a national meeting that they've been invited to for changing the way we do our moving materials around the country. They could end up with serious grants. You never know where this could go. And I like GEGI. There's nobody else in competition with this company. So I think the chart is showing exactly what we need, but market settlement can beat this down. Don't take it out on the company if it dips. It's not the company's fault.
Yeah, and we're seeing a little bit more, bullish signals here. We got a couple of golden crosses here. Not all the way, but the 9 is up here, then we got the 50, and then the 21. But at least they're not all down here. We because here's one with the death crosses, but we got some golden crosses coming up here. Really good support on this 21 and also this 50 EMA, and we're above the 200 on the 4 hour. So I like this chart. Looks really good, and good volume as well.
Yeah, I think she's looking good too. We've had a lot of charts today that are in the breakout. And I got to tell you, if you think about it, Taylor showed you one of those that had the 200 SMA, a meteor way up there.
Oh, yeah.
That's because the market was real high and it fell so fast and then got down to the bottom. It's just taken many, many days for this to catch up. 18 months for most of these companies. It's taken that long. And right now, most of the 200s have finally caught up to the prices. That's what's making these charts hot. The 200 finally coming down, touching the heads of these prices, waking them up, and then they start to break out. So this you're going to see a lot. Get used to finding those. You don't have to search all different types of patterns. Get used to finding one pattern that works and breaks out most of the time, and just look for that. There's a ton of them right now. All right, we've got what? 5 minutes left. Oh, goodness. All right. We have somebody here interested in cannabis. Yes, they are. This is Brian Todorovic. I'm going to call you Brian because we're such close friends. Both of these, Clover and Tilray, CLVR. We're not going to have time to look at both. Cleaver leaves. All right, it's been a while. All right, Cleaver leaves. What have they been doing? They have had news here recently. Cleaver leaves complete sale of processing assets in Portugal to Curaleaf, international subsidiary. Curaleaf is, well, I want to say in the top 5 biggest cannabis companies in the world, but that depends how you're measuring them. You can't measure them by market cap right now. I think Curaleaf was, I can't remember, but you're talking Tilray, Curaleaf. A lot of these companies were at $60, $70, $80 a year and a half ago, and now they're under $10. Some are under $1. It's unbelievable, and these companies are doing hundreds of millions of dollars a quarter. Let's see what this company's doing. This one is doing $17.8 million last year, doing roughly $4 million every quarter just in marijuana. Let's see what their share structure is. 45 million. We don't know what the float is, but that's not bad. Honestly, when we came into this cannabis sector, no banking allowed, no loans, no borrowing money. So if you wanted to buy something, you had to use your shares as money. And companies were just exploding their outstanding share counts because they just had to keep making more shares, authorized shares, so they could buy what they needed. And a lot of companies were bad. And of course, now come the reverse splits. So this isn't bad at all. Speaking of reverse splits, I don't see anything down here. I'm not saying that they don't have them because this is on the NASDAQ. It may not show up. 22 cents, a little bit of a drop today, about 0.5%. Was there any other news here? Because Catalyst is what I've been seeing a lot of cannabis companies, again, all setting up for breakouts. I've been wanting to talk to you about a few of them, but because cannabis just isn't getting love here in America, and there's cannabis all over the world. You got Canada cannabis. That's totally legal. You got American cannabis. It's kind of legal. You got Uruguay cannabis, Germany cannabis. You got cannabis all over the world, and they each have their own situation. And you've got to really focus in on the laws of each country if you want to know what that company can do. Cleaver Leaves and Astras partner to establish international supply agreement for medical cannabis extracts in Czechoslovakia Republic and Switzerland. I'm loving this. You can see this isn't just a national country, they're international. What was the relative volume around this company? That's what I mean. Under the radar. Cannabis isn't getting any love. 215,000 shares on average for the last 30 days. Today she did 138,000. Folks, I believe cannabis is a buy. And I think we're near the bottoms right now. I mean, we actually had cannabis bottom on March 28th, 2021. That also happened to be the COVID bottom. That is when they announced that cannabis was what did they call that? Do you remember, Taylor, when things were staying open because they were considered essential? Is that what they called them, essential? I can't remember. But this was one of those businesses
so. Mm-hmm.
because it made taxes. And they just put people on the corner selling bags of marijuana as you drove up. Believe it or not, that's what they did. You bought it off the corner as if we hadn't done that before. So this is a hot sector that just isn't getting any love. They're making a lot of money. We still have laws to be changed. When those laws change, we're going to see some huge jumps. You're going to see some huge synergies in these companies in America. MSOs, multiple state operations. You got businesses in every state that they can't work together. Imagine Coca-Cola having to put a factory in every single state they wanted to sell Coca-Cola in. How expensive is that? Plus, these cannabis companies don't get any tax deductions. Zero. Imagine not being able to deduct nothing. Every company does, and they've got expenses. As soon as laws change, man, their books are going to change. Synergies are going to change. I see this rocketing, but until then, who the heck knows?
Well, what about the companies like the ones that are in the United States that where it's legal, like Vegas? Aren't those taxed all to hell for the
Well,
consumer?
they are being, the consumer is taxed.
Mm-hmm.
They are taxed to hell. We have to pay taxes. The company has to pay taxes. They just
Okay.
don't get any deductions.
I
So
was
if they
just I was just asking how that worked. Okay.
$22 million and it cost you $2 million to grow it and harvest it, you can't deduct that $2 million. Packaging, it cost you $1 million to package it. You can't deduct that.
Really?
No, they can't deduct nothing because they're not federally legal. They get no federal deductions. They can't put their money in the bank. There is $22 billion cash outside of the banking system because cannabis companies cannot put their money in the bank. So we can't borrow that money. It's out of circulation. It's being hidden inside other buildings, being guarded by civilians because the banks won't take our money.
That don't even seem right.
It is silly, right? And we're on the open markets. So let's take a look at that chart.
Okay. So I'm on the 4 hour. I looked already. I didn't see any evidence of a reverse split or reverse split or forward split. The latest earnings report was pretty good here. You already went through that, but I looked at that. Looks like there must have been something going on around here around the end of June because we had a really big wick down on one of these 4 hour candles, all the way down to just under about 15 cents. And now we're trading at about 21.5 cents a share. Relative high was about 24. Looks like we've got like a triple top going on. So
how did you do on the 7th? Because I missed it here talking to you guys. Marijuana banking bill heading to committee vote within weeks. And these are the sort of catalysts. Cannabis companies are looking for laws to change, the Senate to finally vote on it. House of Representatives have voted 7 times and approved it. Senate has done nothing, not once. And all the time, they haven't even talked about it yet. Scaredy cats, greedy. We won't go anywhere.
But on this chart, a really important level to keep an eye out for is right around 24 cents or 0.2399s, right around there. We've got resistance, resistance, resistance. Lots of support here. Lots of support from before. So old support became new resistance. So keep an eye on that level. If we can break through that, we could start headed towards this 200. It's not that far away. But it's not flattened out yet, so we'll see. We do have support here on the 50. This was the 50 EMA. This is still the 4 hour chart, and we do have another earnings coming up in August. So that's not, that used to sound so far away. It's not that far away now. It's less than a month away. The 10th of August. So we might see some more movement. So watch out for this level. This is a really important level around the 24 cents level. Old support, new resistance. So keep an eye on that. That's
personally, I don't like that chart. It looks like she's still got some down coming. I wouldn't be surprised if she came right back down to that low you see on the screen right now. Honestly,
it definitely could. It definitely could. I mean, like I said, there's a triple top basically. So, and we know what a triple top is. That's pretty bearish. But but with the right volume, if we do come up over here, I mean, it could. But we're gonna have to get past this. This is a pretty strong resistance because it was a strong support for a really long time. And we have right here.
You want the weekly?
Death cross. That's the 4 hour. You want to see the weekly?
No. I was just asking.
That's the 4 hour, like you wanted.
Yeah. And what's the 1 hour look? She may be getting a little close. Oh, that's a lot different. That's a lot different there. You can see how she bounced away from that strong SMA. Did not want to get through it.
Yeah, but
that purple one, whatever your purple is, a 20.
The purple is the 200.
Yeah, it's not liking it at all.
Look at this resistance area. This is a really important level. Look at
Right?
this. Look at all this support here. I mean, this is like old support, old support, old support, new resistance. Very key level right here. Keep an eye
Yeah.
on that. Take notes on this if you are. Here it is again. It hasn't been around that long. I think it came on around December 2020. I want to
Yeah,
say.
high of about $19. And that was back before she had all go. That's what I find funny. Companies were worth more when they were nothing but a field or an empty building. Now they got 153 dispensaries making millions of dollars and they're worth pennies. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. So yeah,
Good.
and the 200 MA on the 1 hour, that's a really strong resistance.
Sure is.
But keep an eye on that 0.2399, 0.24 to make it easy. That's a really key level on this chart for sure. But the low, man, I don't know what happened here. That would have been nice to buy those up right there when it came all the way back. Oh gosh, I want to see what that candle looked like. It was just like it looked like opening bell on Tuesday. It just chipped and then
yeah, somebody forgot an order from the day before and it was set too low. Bing. All right, I see we're after 5 o'clock. I appreciate you guys being here early, late. I just appreciate you being here, and not for my sake, but for your sake, folks. Me and Taylor, we're just here to talk to you, to share information with you because we like trading stocks. We like talking penny stocks. It'd be nice if we could actually hear you. As a matter of fact, if you come over to our Discord group, the OTC section is pretty weak over there. I'm the main highlight, but we have an open mic over there. We have areas where we can actually talk to each other, throw down stocks we're looking at, keep up with that. So if you want to do that sort of thing, come on over to Discord. There's a link down at the bottom underneath. Just feel free to jump on in there. We have lots of stuff there. You can trade cryptos, tokens, if that's what you're into, OTC, major exchange stock, blue chip stocks. We do it all. And we've got people over there who know what they're doing in each one of those sectors. I'm the OTC penny guy. There's a lot of people over there who don't know nothing about penny stocks. And this is why I'm here. And I don't know nothing about blue chip. And that's why they're there. And we're here for you. Thanks for coming here today, Taylor. I'm going to be looking for you next week too.
Yep.
Fantastic. You got anything you want to say to our good friends out there?
No, just thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I keep saying it, but next week maybe I'll try to get on camera. But today I was in a trade at the very end of the day, and I was like, I don't even have time to brush my hair. So.
Oh, I know the hair is a job. That's why I own hats. You women,
I could at least brush it.
All right, folks. Hope you got some good information here. We didn't get to all of you. I see a few tickers there, HNRC. We have talked about that off and on. Check the Edgar, BGXX. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. That's what I was going to say too.
We'll catch you next week, folks. Bring a friend. We got plenty of chairs. Bye-bye.